Ani, scrapping in my own private Idaho, and today I'm celebrating Title Tuesday. It is Friday. I think I was ready to film, but it's just been kind of crazy around our house, and finding a quiet time to do this isn't always easy. So I'm going to show you a title today, although, spoiler alert, I don't actually use the title, but it's kind of a fun thing to do with a title, so I will be sharing that, and I'm also sharing this layout and my favorite tip from Album Retreat. I think you're going to love that. It's almost life altering or scrapbook altering, whatever you want to call it. So let's go ahead and get started. So I'm not going to share, a lot of times I will share the dimensions that I use, but since this was a paid for event, I'm not going to share the paper dimensions with you. I just really wanted to show you the technique that I used to make these cool dovetails. I've always loved dovetails. The problem with a dovetail is a lot of times they wind up looking not so lovely. So this is a technique that was shared with us at Album Retreat. So let's go ahead and get started. Now I'll show you what I'm going to do, and I'm going to need a paper cutter, so I'm going to grab that really quick. And this was one of my definitely one of my favorite layouts. So let's go ahead. I did use old paper because I'm creating many of these layouts for a project that I'm doing. So let's go ahead and get started. So, and I did a lot of stash bashing. So let's go ahead and I'll show you how my dovetails look. See how beautiful and even they are. And I didn't cut them. I actually folded them. And so that's kind of the tip. You will use this technique on it's recommended for the lighter paper, or if you were stamping up, they call it the DSP. This is what it looks like on the opposite side. It looks like you are, looks like a shirt is what they said. And I'm going to just adhere it down just so that it doesn't flop around a little bit. This is an old paper pack. It was called Home for Christmas. And I'm going to go ahead and put that. So we have 3 dovetails. This was a great technique to teach for that. And you can leave it flappy, and I think I'm going to do that. I'm just going to go ahead and leave this a little bit flappy, and it's going to fly around a little bit. So it's 3 1/2. Let's do it 3 3/4. That kind of puts it in. Actually, I'm going to ignore my measurements, and I'm going to put it right there. So I'm going to go ahead and slide that down, and I'm going to go ahead and put this. I'm going to put this about, let's do 1 3/4. So the paper pack I said this is from, it's called Home for Christmas. I'm going to have it slide down a little bit. In the Stampin' Up! Version of it that they had at Retreat, they used some different things, so I used similar things on this. And the good news is they are going to have an Album Retreat next year. They are looking at 2026, and I'm so happy. So here are our pictures, and so our family tradition is to go to Chick-fil-A. So I moved to when I moved to Idaho, Oregon did not have any Chick-fil-A. So the first time I'd ever gone to Chick-fil-A was when I moved to Idaho. And those of you who know me, I may have an obsession with Chick-fil-A. If I'm telling the truth, and why not? Why not just go ahead and kind of confess the type of person you are? So I eat a Chick-fil-A breakfast every single morning. So I live about 3 miles from the closest Chick-fil-A, and I eat a Chick-fil-A biscuit because their biscuits are just like my mama's. So I do that. So I go to Chick-fil-A every morning, and I have a chicken biscuit and a large Diet Dr. Pepper, and I refill it before I leave. Okay, so these are all, so some people, you know, they buy supplies and then they just kind of move on. I'm not that kind of girl. When I buy supplies, I keep them maybe forever. So this is, so I'm going to put my memories, Christmas memories, in the middle. So these are just, it is, I think it's 1 3/8 and 1 1/4. So they're different sizes, and I'm going to kind of put them up at the top like this, and I'm going to foam dot them just to give them a little something something. And so that gives them a little lift. And so, and anyway, this Chick-fil-A, they have the best Santa. I mean, does he not look like the real deal? So I started going to Chick-fil-A when my daughter moved here, and my granddaughter was probably, ooh, that's kind of lumpy. So and so she always went to, we've gone to breakfast with Santa, all except for, of course, during COVID, they didn't have breakfast with Santa. And then my poor granddaughter, she was, well, I'm going to say, well, there's 14 years between my grandchildren. So she went, I might have missed 2 years, because at 14 she just did not want to go have breakfast with Santa. And I told her, I said, you have to go to breakfast with Santa because it's the only way I can sit on Santa's lap. So anyway, so I'm taking this, and just to add a little interest, what I did was, this is super old. This is old olive organza, and I'm just kind of looping it around to just kind of add, if you did the original Stampin' Up! Retreat, you'll know what I'm imitating. So they had, I believe they had twine of some type. And I'm going to put, I don't know, you know, my Pop Dots, they're not making me happy, because they're kind of wobblish. Now I've got them on there. You know what? I did it. So if you ever are hesitant about your Pop Dots, just know, you put them down, they're down. So, okay, so this one is, and these two were off two different Christmas stamp sets that I've had at least 10 years. And so I love little things like this where you can use over and over. So I'm just going to add that for just a little bit of interest, and put that up there. And I do like that. Oops. Let's crisscross that like the others. So, oh, and we're going to give this one a haircut because it's a little bit longer than the other one. These scissors aren't the best. I always just grab scissors. Okay. And then I pop dotted it, even though I'm not in love with the Pop Dots. I'm going to not pop dot this in the hopes that I can get those Pop Dots off, because I am not loving them. Okay. The other thing, I've got one more picture of, I can't remember, I think it's of the two grandkids together. So this one I'm going to just tuck this way so that my tickets look like, oh, what fun. And I'm going to put that halfway through. I think that's kind of fun. And it brings in that black and white. And then we're going to get to the fun part, which is the title. Let's talk about this title that I didn't use. And I thought about, maybe go ahead and put in the comments whether you think I should. My thinking is I could add this to here, although I think it'd be better over here. Oh, sorry, this is where this goes. So this is our holiday tradition is that we go to Chick-fil-A, and I think I'm going to put it over here. This is where they had it. Our tradition is to go and have breakfast with Santa. And so I think it was last year, we got late and we almost didn't get in. But because the owner of the Chick-fil-A in Meridian likes my daughter, they got her in. So let's talk about this, and then you can tell me in the comments whether you think I should add this to this or not. Because I do have Dear Santa. I'm actually keeping the little letter. This isn't the letter that she had, but I'm keeping the little letter, and I forgot to, what I normally do with this, and I think I'm going to go ahead and show you that. I'm making a little pocket, and when I make pockets, I'm actually going to use this acetate shaker card thing because I can't find my tape, and I did want to show you this. When you are making a card, I'm going to pop up this around. And I did, I embossed this with an old embossing folder. If you've got any Christmas embossing, I thought that looked kind of cool on there. So I'm going to go ahead, and this is supposed to be for a shaker card, but because I'm showing this, and I've made this layout be way late. I mean, it's Friday night late, and this is supposed to be done on Tuesday. So I'm going to put that across there. And that allows me, I can put more pictures if I find them, because I thought there were more pictures of us out there. I thought, oh, you mean we were all there and we only got 4 or 5 pictures? Kind of sad. So we can put the pictures down there, and then I trim it. See how you, the foam tape is making it so that you have a pocket, and you can cut it. You can cut your page protector and then slide that in there. And so that's how I like to do things. Okay, I'm going to put this. This is kind of wonky. I do have, I figure this is a rectangle, and I might as well use this stuff up because I can easily form a rectangle shaker card. Okay, so this one goes up here. So let's go ahead and look at this page. So the page, the base is the same. So let me show you how we did these tags, and then we're going to talk about the title. See how I made it 2 different ways? This is print to cut, and then this was, I duplicated it, so I have the title. So when you go there, this title is in the comments below. You just click on it, take it to it. It's made by Cara Lyn. Cara Lyn is out of Portland. She makes beautiful titles, and so this one, I turned one into a print and cut. The reason I did a print and cut was I did not want to do all these teeny tiny things. I thought that will cause me to lose my mind. So when I print and cut, I print and cut on white cardstock. So I wanted it to be a little bit 3D, so I thought, I like the Santa. The Santa wouldn't be hard for me to go ahead and use as a regular Cricut cut. And I wanted to use my paper and tie that in to my title. So what I did was I duplicated, well, first of all, I downloaded the cut. I duplicated it. I made one a print and cut, and I made one a regular cut. Now I could have gone in and sliced all of it. I'm too lazy to do that. This, the Santa cut out, it was one, so when I went ahead to make it on the regular, on this one, when I went to make it regular cutout, it only cut out, this is only one page. So that was way easier for me, and then I just didn't put the Santa on because the pieces were too small. So that's how I did it. There are better and more efficient ways, but I do them the lazy way. So let's go ahead and look at the rest of this layout. So this is a peek at the one that was from Retreat. So I'm going to go ahead and I want to show you how, and I'm going to do 2 of these, so you will have an example of 2. So I have these banners that I'm going to dovetail. I'm not going to use my scissors. I am going to use my paper cutter. And how I do that is I'm going to put it, so if this banner is, let me measure this for you, it is 5. So I'm going to take it at 2.5. I'm going to put my blade in, and I'm only going to go down 1 inch. So there's 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'm going to go down that there. Okay. The next thing that I'm going to do, starting from the side, I am going to just fold it under. And this way it looks, I think it looks so much better. I just never can make my cuts even. And I start from this side and go in. Some people might do it the opposite way. Some people draw a line. I am just kind of winging it. So I want it to be, and if you have a bone folder and you're really super particular about your creases and all that, you can be as picky as you would like to be. So this is what it looks like when I get done. So I'm going to, I do go ahead and put the adhesive down here just to give it a little bit more. Okay, that was so much fun. Let's do it again. And you can see that I did this several times, so I should be super good at this trick. This was my favorite tip of the entire album retreat, and there were lots. And that's so fun about album retreat. You can be a scrapbooker. I mean, I've scrapped for a lot of years, and I didn't know to do that. So this one's going to be 2 1/4. So I'm going to 2 1/4, and this one I'm going to go down 1 inch. Oops, I don't like it to bounce around, so I'm gonna slide it down here like this. So I'm at 2 1/4, and oops, whoa, 2 1/4, and I'm gonna go down 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. So I'm gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm gonna go down right down there. It's a little bit farther. It doesn't have to be exact because no harm, no foul. So, and if some people, if it's like, if you're worried that's quite a bit of bulk, if you wanted to put 2-sided tape on there, you could do that. And the other thing I like about this technique is it does give you it gives you it makes your banners look like they have more volume. It gives you, kind of adds depth to it. I really like this. This is definitely something I will be doing. They did not, she did not recommend it for cardstock. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and put this right here. So it's basically in half, and I'm going to do the same thing here. It's in half, but don't they look? They're so nice. This is the nicest looking dovetails I've ever done, and I think I would, I think I will go back through and eventually start using a bone folder with it, because that would give me such a nice crisp look. Okay, so now I'm going to go to here, and once again I'm starting from this edge and I'm folding up. And you can make it just as precise if you have, well, it has to go in the middle. Okay, guy, you're not going to go like that. I like it to be a nice crisp V. For those of you who are, there we go. I'm trying to start in on my calendars early, so this is why I'm turning all of the album retreat things that I did, I'm turning into thematic for my calendar. Okay, and I'm going to put it right through the middle. If I were to put it halfway in the middle, then it would not do that. But I like how that looks, so I'm gonna do that. Okay. Then I have these three little pieces that are, so this is an 8x8 square. So the kind of these are mirror images of the on both sides, but I feel like they are mirror images, but they also oh, that is not right. Okay, I'm not gonna glue this down. I just remembered this is like a fourth of an inch short. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you where I'm going to put it. I'm not going to glue it down, but I will show you the rest of the layout. That goes there. I have my pictures that they took of me. So this is my question to you. Oops, where's my pocket? Okay, here's my pocket. And I do have my letter to Santa. I actually have one where they've written on it. So we all wrote letters to Santa, even those of us who are adults. And you could have it like this. So this is my question. And then I'm actually having a picture that's going to set like this, because I love that picture. Is that not the best picture in the world? Love it, love it, love it. And there's like pictures of what we ate. So I'm going to stuff all that in there. So here's my question. Does it need a title? Title? Or no title? So remember, this is the print to cut one. And this is print to cut. And then I've added the cut Santa to coordinate with the letters. So anyway, I hope you will like and subscribe to my channel. If you are needing a Dear Santa title, this one was quick, easy, and fun. And print to cut is I just use it, a lot of times I use it on my Cricut, but I use it on my, I print it out and then I just fussy cut around it. I don't collaborate and do all the fussy things. So anyway, so this is my layout and I hope you have a good time. I'm working really hard next week to maybe get my title Tuesday done on Tuesday. We'll talk to you later. Thanks so much. Bye.